everybody, it's a Mad Master here. I'm doing this video as kind of a follow-up video to my previous two Dave Ellefson videos. And this is just about the sheer hypocrisy of people on Blabbermouth and that are criticizing Dave Ellefson for allegedly grooming this young woman as far as his wank gate scandal that he's embroiled in right now and how he got fired from Megadeth. So now this is in correlation to King Diamond. King Diamond's one of my favorite musicians of all time. He's one of the rare metal musicians who I'd love to have dinner with. We have many common interests, and I find nothing wrong with what he does, just as a disclaimer, or that he's done. But his the hypocrisy comes in with regards to this term grooming and dating younger women and all this whole thing. So as we know, King Diamond's I think he's 64. His wife is 36, Livia Zeta, who first talked to him in the 90s, I guess, interviewing him for European installment of Metal Hammer magazine, Continental Europe. And she got to know him over the years, and then early 2000s, unspecified, you know, she became a backup singer for him, especially during the Puppet Master era. Kind of like the Alice Cooper, is that Cheryl Cooper story almost, it seems like. It's kind of cool. Like, I know he loves Alice Cooper, so it's kind of, I think it's kind of a cool parallel to that whole saga too. Almost in like weird parallel with regards to that. Oh, it's my treadmill making some weird noises. So it's kind of funny, like that. But some of those parallels are kind of cool, you know, like he had a health crisis and he had to quit music and like wants to come back, and you know, kind of like Alice Cooper, like in the mid-80s and stuff. Anyways, I just never thought about that until now. So Livia Zeta, when they hooked up, I mean, if you read the interviews with King Diamond, it's a little bit vague. You know, he doesn't really say like, I waited her till her 18th birthday or 19. You know, no, she was 19 in 2003 when she became this person that was involved with the whole King Diamond thing. So where do we draw the line? I mean, was he grooming her all this time? He has a kid with her now and he's married. You know, was he grooming her? Was he grooming her? You know, it's like some of those things that people have to, you know, people aren't criticizing him for that whole thing, but I would be willing to suffice that obviously Europe has different sexual standards and different age of consent laws and everything like that. So, I mean, that's one thing to consider in the situation. But a lot of people are saying, oh, dude, even a lot of people that I was surprised by on Blabbermouth were saying, oh, he was grooming her, It's like, where do you draw the line with these two public figures? Is King Diamond living in a, you know, basically, is he a sexual predator for hooking up with this much younger woman that's now his wife and his mother of his child? He had this child at age 61, named him after the singer of Uriah Heep. It's kind of cool. So, you know, where do we draw the line here? I mean, is she a victim of King Diamond? You know, this younger woman. Oh, you know, I'm just fucking, you know, I had to do a little King Diamond impression. But this is gonna be awesome. I love this video already. It was one of my favorite videos I've done in a while. So the whole thing, this whole debate about, you know, consent, age, power dynamics, sex, you know, differences, all this stuff, you know, it's just like, it's become so muddled and just kind of like, it doesn't make sense anymore. It's almost like it's just been such a clusterfuck over time. I mean, it's one thing to talk about like Woody Allen and his whole thing with his stepdaughter and stuff, and like, oh my God, he must have been grooming her. I just don't like this term grooming. If it's like, as far as adults or near adults even, to some extent, and I'm not defending like underage things. I'm just saying, like, if someone's about to turn 18 and a guy that's like fucking 25 starts talking to them, and you know, and then they hook up a little later or whatever, I mean, I just don't. It's just like I was 24 when I'll just be open and honest. 24, my first girlfriend was 19. And it's like, oh my God, 5 years, it's terrible, especially at that age, I'm sure some feminist or social justice warrior would look back on that. And she's, but I'm not going to go into some of the stuff that happened later with it actually was sort of with, what I'm talking about. I think it's a case by case basis. I don't think you could say, this person has more power dynamics over the other person. Every relation's different. Did Amber Heard groom Johnny Depp? It's like these things it's gotten so clusterfuckingly insane with these debates over sexuality and power and all this stuff and gender, and it's just like anything you say is just going to be. It's lost all meaning. A lot of these terms and a lot of these ideas. It's like, well, obviously a 45-year-old man and a 12-year-old boy, or 12-year-old girl for that matter, that's grooming, right? It is. Okay. So what, Olivia Zeta, was she groomed by King Diamond, by Kim Bendix Peterson, to be married to him for how? Damn, they've been together a long ass time, Or maybe you can blame the occult or something, some Christian or something. It's just Puritan fucking pearl clutching bullshit. I can't believe metalheads are engaging in this on Blabbermouth. Like the feminist version of pearl clutching on this stuff. And, bring up some good questions, right? We do bring up good questions. I think we should have these debates, but King Diamond is the example. He has not been accused of grooming his wife. He has not been accused of, I don't know. I don't remember the Blabbermouth comments back then, but back when he was first with this woman. Of course, that was back before all this fucking culture war ruckus. So, just as something to think about, if you're going to accuse Dave Ellefson of grooming a child, why not look a little past and, where do we draw the line? Is King Diamond, his whole marriage based on being a predator? Just think about that for a second. Are you going to fucking accuse Livia Zeta of being manipulated by King Diamond, and now she's like a victim and she's been married in this marriage, he doesn't really seem like a violent guy at all. He seems like the nicest fucking most mellow guy, especially for a guy that makes satanic metal. I don't think he's like that in his sexual relationships either. For a while I thought he was a cat person, just a cat guy, like a cat man. They have cat ladies that just live alone. But he would always thank his cats in the fucking liner notes of King Diamond albums. It's like there is a certain thing about these cat people. It's pretty interesting. Art Bell was kind of one of those people, but that was a little weird with his whole thing. But that was a little more. But she was like, anyways, I don't want to go into Art Bell's history, but people have free agency. Olivia Zeta is an adult. She probably is fucking super intelligent, because anybody that King Diamond marries is probably super fucking smart. She probably reads stuff. It's like, well, I was manipulated at age 17 to hang out with King Diamond, and I'm a victim. I have his child now. I'm a victim. I was raped because I had sex with him when I was 19 and he was 55. Oh my god, I was raped, even though I gave consent. Fuck off, these debates are getting so ridiculously out of hand, it's stupid. So I don't give a fuck about what these blabbermouth trolls say about Dave Ellefson. Yeah, he was a hypocrite. That's one thing that they are right about completely. He's a fucking hypocrite, being a born again Christian and pastor Dave Ellefson, all this stupid shit. But when it comes down to it, men like younger women. They don't like. King Diamond did an album about pedophilia called the Graveyard. One of his better, to me, one of his better later albums. It's just gotten so out of hand. Anybody can fucking question. If you're gonna question Dave Ellefson, question Michael Douglas, question fucking age differences are bad. You're taking advantage. Catherine Zeta-Jones was probably maybe higher paid than Michael Douglas at some point. in the 2000s or something. Who knows? Well, I don't think so. Michael Douglas is a fucking powerhouse, but they're both powerful people. Whereas power dynamics. She was raped. She was raped because they were 2 years apart. He was older, so he's taking advantage of her. 2 years. Like, there's this article that I quoted a long time ago about this guy is like, I feel bad about the power dynamics even with 2 difference of age, and I'm 25 and she's 23. These people are so fucking moronic. I just want to fucking beat the shit out of them. But anyways, that's all.